Welcome to the Sharon podcast, where we share stories of who we love, what we love, and places we love in Western North Carolina. So settle in, listen up, and enjoy the show. There's a quote on my desk, right up on the lamp, where I see it every day, that simply says, "Our Father does not inspire us to do what cannot be done." Sometimes I wonder about that, the things that are in my heart that I see and see the potential to be done. Sometimes I get overwhelmed at the possibility of it actually happening, but I'm a visionary. Bob says I can see a lot easier 10 years out than I can the next 10 minutes, so there's probably some truth to that. But it's easy for me to see how things can be better and how they can change. I can picture that in my mind's eye as I do this work in Western North Carolina. It's getting from here to there that's the hard part, right? And so often I'm distracted by the little stuff. It's emails to be answered and phone calls to make, and it's running to the grocery store. I need to drop this off at the post office, or can I find where a UPS drop is? Can I get these things done that are kind of the everyday stuff of life? And I get really frustrated by all the things that have to be done, the little things. And yet God's still in the little things too. We've heard people say that, but how do we even know it? Well, we can't if we don't stop and acknowledge it, that all of the small actions are necessary for the big things to come to pass. The meetings we need to sit in where we spend time in conversation and dialogue and we take the time to better understand each other is all necessary in the recovery process. Spending time with family over a meal or taking the time to prepare a fresh meal together rather than hurrying to get it done through a fast food line. All of those things are important in the daily routine of making connections and being connected to others. But sometimes that little stuff is what trips us up. I love to study about the desert mother and fathers, those early saints, those early Christians that went away to really understand and know God. One of the ones I enjoy the most was a man by the name of Brother Lawrence. He lived in the 17th century and was a lay brother in a Carmelite monastery. He collected thoughts, and all of those thoughts were captured in a book called Practicing the Presence of God. I encourage you to pick it up. It's also the reminder that what has been true about our spiritual life has been true for generations, for thousands of years. Here's one of the things he said. People seek methods of learning to know God. Is it not much shorter and more direct to simply do everything for the love of Him? There is no finesse about it. One only has to do it generously and simply. We ought not to be weary of doing little things for the love of God, who regards not the greatness of the work, but the love with which we do it. I know sometimes we're annoyed by the little stuff we need to deal with just to get things done, but God is also in those little things. Brother Lawrence's job in the monastery was to wash dishes, probably one of my least favorite things. But in reading him, I've changed my attitude about, I have to honestly admit, loading the dishwasher, because this is what he said about that. The time of business does not with me differ from the time of prayer. And remember that his business might have been peeling the potatoes or wiping off the dishes or washing them and drying them. He says, the time of business does not with me differ from the time of prayer. And in the noise and clatter of my kitchen, while several persons are at the same time calling for different things, I possess God as if I are upon my knees at the Blessed Sacrament. I can't say that I'm thinking much about God when particularly I had 4 kids and we're cleaning up dishes in a kitchen that's a mess. And golly, reading him years ago really changed how I thought about things. So I hate loading the dishwasher. Probably like you, don't like unloading it more. But at least I have that amazing electronic device. And so now what I do when I put the cups in and I put the silverware in and I put the dishes in, I thank God for the person that used that particular item and, yes, left it in the sink. Why in the world can they not get it to the dishwasher? And when I'm unloading that dishwasher in the morning after it's washed overnight, I thank God for the ability to do what I'm doing, for the gift of another day, and to be reminded that all of the little things are a part of the good things that we have the gift of health and life to do. Yeah, it's pretty exciting to think about what the future can be and to look forward with a vision of hope and expectation, but we'll never get there without the little things that have to be done every day. So do it with thankfulness and with love just like Brother Lawrence teaches. Thanks so much for joining us this week for the Sharon Decker podcast, where, once again, we've shared what we love, where we love, and the people we love in Western North Carolina. Join us next week, too. And in the meantime, you'll find us at SharonDecker.com or on Instagram at TheSharonDecker.